Today we got a big video for you guys. Value upon value upon value. If you watch this video till the end, guys, you're gonna learn a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, through this interview, I even learned some new things myself. Hi guys, my name is Phil and welcome to the Money Game YouTube channel. Like I said in the intro, today's video will be bringing you guys a lot of value. The guy that I'm going to be interviewing has made over $250,000 just on print on demand alone. I actually put together a little intro which you'll be hearing in a few moments. But before we get to that, I just want to say for anyone that is new to this channel, I have a free print on demand starter guide you guys can download. That's linked down in the description. And just below that, for anyone that's looking to maximize their print on demand earnings and possibly make it a full-time thing, there's a paid course linked just below that which will pretty much fast track you to print on demand success. I won't take too much more of your time, guys. Let's get straight into this. So this is the first interview on the channel. Today's guest is the giant in the print on demand space with over 20,000 subscribers. And in his first year doing print on demand, he made roughly $50,000. He has since scaled this to over $1.7 million. Yes, $1 million through Amazon. I welcome Mr. Ryan Hogue to the channel.
Hey, what's up, Phil? I appreciate that intro, man. And just to be upfront about those numbers, you know, it took a lot of consistent hard work. You know, none of it was coincidental. It was all pretty much, you know, I set a goal and I took incremental steps and I just worked at it, you know, and there's more to come. The best is yet to come.
No, that's very true. Like, a lot of people think that it's an overnight thing. You know, you start putting up designs and everything just works within the day, but that's not how it goes. Now you see me again and you're probably thinking what's going on. Now the format that I've put this interview in, I've recorded the questions that I asked him after, and that's what you're pretty much seeing now. So as for the first question, I asked Ryan what motivated him to jump onto Redbubble. And this is what he said.
Yeah, you know what's funny is the true story about me stumbling my way onto Redbubble was, so I teach. I was a web developer working 9 to 5, and I was able to quit that job because of these side hustle, passive income stuff, really replacing my 9 to 5 salary, which was pretty good. And I also teach web development at a local university. And one of my students from years ago in my web development course, because I would be up there talking about the stuff that I had to talk about, but every now and then if I could sprinkle in the passive income stuff, I always would. And I had a student who would come up to me after every class and we would just be chatting about really just ways to make money online. By the way, this student ended up joining Amazon merch because I told him about it. He's crushing it. He's in tier, I think 8,000. He's in tier 6,000, I think, right now.
What?
So this was like legit. He started, and I remember when he finally got accepted, he was so hyped. And while he was waiting to get in, he was like all over Redbubble because I was like, yo, man, don't even wait to get into merch. Just start making your designs and planning what you're going to sell. And I wasn't on Redbubble at the time. So he got me into Redbubble and I got him into merch. And then, you know, we're both crushing it now.
Now, Ryan spoke to me about how he started on Amazon. So I went along and then asked him, once he made the jump onto putting designs onto Redbubble, how long it took him to get consistent sales.
You know what, man? For me, it was pretty quick because when I jumped on Redbubble, I already had at least 1,500 good designs that I had been selling on Amazon merch, and I had been selling through Seller Central as well, which is kind of like a separate way of selling print on demand. But in the same time, it's same concept, right? You're taking designs, putting them on products. When I jumped on Redbubble, it was heading into the fourth quarter. So there was a lot of urgency on my end to get as many products up as possible. And I always tell this story. Like, there was a day where I was watching Netflix and I spent at least 12 hours straight uploading to Redbubble to the point where people didn't think there was a daily upload limit. Dude, 400 products in a day. This was before they had the new uploader where you can just clone a product and swap out the design and the keywords. So I did 400 products in a day, sat in my chair for 12 hours and hit the upload limit that no one knew existed. So I mean, it was pretty quick for me to get my profits, but like, I mean, dude, it's like anything else, man. I didn't hire somebody to do it for me. I just sat there and did it. One note too, though, man, I dropped a video last week of a Redbubble seller that is just she just takes photographs And so she only has 88 listings, man. She has 88 listings. So my preaching quantity, like there are people that are successful with the lower quantity. I don't know if I want to say higher quality, because I mean the quality doesn't have to be sacrificed with quantity. But yeah, I mean she's over 20K profit, but 20K profit with 88 listings. So I mean it can be done.
So I wanted to switch up the questions a little bit. So I asked him what he wanted to be when he was younger, as I found that to be quite interesting, and I thought you guys would feel the same way as well. And this is what Ryan said.
Dude, I mean that's a good question, and for me, like my goal was honestly always, it was unrelated to like professionals, career path. It was just always to, it's kind of a pipe dream now, cause I don't think it's realistic, but like I always wanted to like have that like same fun life experiences that I had back in college, beyond college, you know? Cause I mean, that really was like the time of my life. People say like, go there and they act like, hey, I'm a college professor. Like I actually haven't left college since I started. Like I literally went straight from undergrad to master's. To teaching without any time off, zero. It's so easy to like get sucked into the 9-to-5 grind, and it's a slow burn. You're like, man, how did I lose myself when I was, 22 and literally like just wanted to have fun with my friends? How did I get sucked into the exact opposite life where your whole daily life experience is consumed by like a job that you have to go to when someone tells you to be there? And man, I'm not hating on that life because I did it for 10 years, but 10 years isn't that bad. You want to know a fun story, man? Like I told the president of the company that was my last 9-to-5 job. I told the president of that company that, I was 26 at the time. I said, this is going to be the last job I work. And at age 30, I'm going to leave and I'm going to do my own thing. And I mean, dude, I made that happen.
So I don't know if you guys caught this, but earlier Ryan spoke about how he left his 9-to-5 job. So I thought it'd be a good idea to actually ask him how much he was making at that job, to give you guys a bit of an idea of the kind of jobs you can leave to be able to jump onto print on demand. This is what he went on to say.
Yeah, I mean, I was making over 100,000 as a senior front end web developer. The same way that I attack passive income, like I don't just want to do it, I want to do it well and streamlined. And I did this exact same thing with web development, man. Like, even though not every job can be approached that way, for what it's worth. Like I had a job where you had a technical skill set. The easier you're able to interact with a computer, like if you have one monitor, get 2 monitors, increase your productivity, get 3 monitors, get familiar with keyboard shortcuts, get familiar with different applications that can do things for you, and I just did that same thing with web development, man. I got really good really quickly.
So I know you guys are interested in numbers in regards to how much people are actually making on Redbubble or even print on demand as a whole. So I went on to ask Ryan what was the highest amount he ever made in 1 month, and this is what he said.
My best month is if anybody wants to check out my channel or my website, like my August 2018 was my best month. And I did over $25,000 profit. So that's one thing. And not only do I put out my passive income reports, but I split the revenue and the profit for people. Because I know a lot of people say like big number, but like you could sell at a loss. You know what I mean? It's like you could be losing money and sell $1 million. I always make that distinction because I want to be transparent. But and that 25K includes FBA and includes a couple $100 from running ads on one of my like most popular websites that I run. But mainly it was like 20K print on demand profit at least. And, without giving the full story, because I'm thinking I might talk about that full experience on my channel sometime soon.
No, that's okay.
Sometimes the videos get buried. I've talked about this in the past, but I was probably at like much less subscribers than now. But, I don't like to call it luck. I think there's a saying like luck is when preparation meets opportunity, something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I always give it to you straight too. Like I'm not going to say what the trend is on this video, but I'll tell you how I found the trend. Because I mean, usually when you have like massive success that's not sustained, it is related to a trend and you capitalizing on a trend. What it was a celebrity that was making headlines and they were wearing a specific hat. And you know what? I'll reveal the niche on my channel because honestly, it's trademarked at this point, so I'm not making any money off it. But they were wearing a hat, and I literally the way I found out about it was with my phone. Like I got like a push notification, and I don't look at my phone all day because I don't think that's a good way of being productive. But I have an application on my computer called Push Bullet, and it shows my phone notifications on my computer, so I can very efficiently manage like real-time information without it being a huge distraction. And so they basically said, hey, here's a print on demand niche. I mean, they didn't say that like this, the app was just a major news app. But in my mind, when I read it, I was like, hey, it's a print on demand niche that's untapped. Go make some money, like that's literally so what I did was threw up a bunch of t-shirts immediately. Cause at the time, that's like how my mind was working. It was t-shirts. And then I went to the gym, and you know how when you're in the gym, man, you're getting those creative juices flowing. And like 30 minutes into my workout, it hit me like something just slapped me in the face, was like, go sell the hat. It's a hat design, like find a way to sell the hat. And then the rest is history. So I went, listed a bunch of hats, literally in a single day, did over $7,000 in revenue, which probably equated to like 2,000, 2,500 in profit.
Which site was that on?
Mainly Amazon and Etsy. I think Etsy outsold Amazon, because what I was about to say was Etsy was advertising it for me. Like normally Etsy, like you pay them, but they were doing offsite ads. This was before Etsy had offsite advertising, which is what they call it now. They were doing it for me. So if you searched Google, I had basically every top organic link, and I had the sponsored links without even having to pay. And I was on eBay too. And I've struggled on eBay, but they were making sales on eBay as well. I knew how to approach it though. I had hit trends before that. So in my mind, like I was more prepared than I was for those earlier trends, where I had made maybe like my first ever big trend that I caught, man, $700 in a day was my best day of profit. And altogether $4,000 in profit from the duration of that trend. But like, it's like I learned from that experience, and it made me even more money down the road with the next time I caught a trend, Now,
print on demand can be a roller coaster of a ride. So I went on to ask Ryan what he actually learned from print on demand, and this is what he decided to share.
Yeah, for me, man, the biggest thing that I like to preach, because it's very practical, it's hard to dispute, is that if you sell more products on more marketplaces, you will make more money. No one I've ever heard argue against that, right? So for people that are lurkers, right? I mean, I love to lurk about different topics, not just, I don't just listen to print on demand videos all day. Like I'll be lurking about like finance, just collecting information. But eventually that time comes to just act on it. So, if you're like interested in making money online, and you've never sold anything on Craigslist or eBay, to like very low level introductions to making money online, like making a sale, print on demand is on that level where if you've never sold anything online, like go open a Redbubble account. It's free. It takes 2 seconds, list a product, see what it's like to have a product available for sale online. And, it only gets easier, the more you iterate through a process, the easier and easier and easier it gets. And the more internet real estate you occupy, the more money you'll make. And internet real estate is a lot cheaper than real life real estate. Yeah, I mean, and for me, it's like there's only so much time in a day, and I'm always thinking of like ROI for how I spend my time. So I evolved my personal print on demand process from a lot of like manual work, which I do not suggest anybody skip when you're learning those ropes. Like when you're going through the learning experiences, like put in the sweat equity, but eventually you can come out the other side where this is like pretty streamlined, like I just launched an app that I worked on with a buddy, another web developer, and it literally like lets you automate the print on demand design process. And then from there, I feed that into another app from somebody that I didn't know, but I ended up like becoming buddies with him, and I flew out to Vegas and met him. And him and his team, they have a tool that automates uploads. So I'm like automating the designs and the uploads.
So to finish off, I thought I would ask Ryan about the importance of Q4, how well it's done for him in the past. I thought it would be a nice follow-up on the video that I made yesterday. If you haven't already watched it, I'll link it down in the description. I talk a lot about Q4, and it links perfectly to what Ryan's gonna go and talk about in a moment. And in regards to Q4 as a whole, these were Ryan's thoughts.
That's a great, actually, like point to make. Even like, I wouldn't even want to say a question. It's just a great point to make. Your mindset for any business, I think, because it's like, there's like two parts in my mind, right? One is just mindset in general. Like when I first made my first sale on Amazon merch or Redbubble, and it's like maybe $2 in royalties. In my mind, I'm like, all right, nothing's stopping me from making $4. And then once I make 4, nothing's stopping me from making 8, and then 16, and then 32, So like having that mindset is like, I think so important. It's like, this stuff is truly scalable. And then the other half of it is something that you only know from experience if you've been through it. Otherwise, you just got to take me and Phil at their word, right? But like, Q4 is where the money's made. Like the rest of the money throughout the year is just icing on the cake. It's just extra. But in the fourth quarter, you get like assaulted with sales. But the more products you have available for sale on more markets, the more money you make in the fourth quarter. So that's why I was saying I spent 12 hours in a day where, I mean, I literally didn't do anything, just watched Netflix and uploaded to Redbubble. But like, it was important because it was like late October at the time, and then late October, November, December, man, it's like you get a reward for all of the time you invested doing that. And yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter is where it's at. Like another quick story. I do these income reports, so you can go see my exact process with Amazon KDP, where you can sell print-on-demand books. I literally took my Amazon merch, t-shirt designs, converted them to book covers using a free tool from the same people that have the upload automation, and then uploaded them as notebooks to KDP. And I joined KDP in October of 2019, I think, maybe in 2018. I don't know. I have to check. It was but it was 10 weeks before the like end of year. And in my first 10 weeks, I'm not kidding. I mean, I can literally prove it on my KDP dashboard. I did $3,500 in profit, 10 weeks from 0 to,
That's crazy.
But it's not possible outside of the fourth quarter, though, for what it's worth. I mean, it's possible, but it's completely unrealistic. Like the fact that I joined when I did allows me to have a great story to tell, because I also sell FBA. I have one product that's like highly seasonal and the rest are evergreen year round. But like that one product that's highly seasonal, man, like I sold $15,000 in a single day of that product, like this year, to the point where I sold out. Like I sold out. So it was like a good problem to have, I guess. But it's like, dude, with seasonal stuff, I mean, that's one thing. Like I've been selling FBA for like 3.5 years, but I'm not an expert with like, oh, how did I not know to keep some absurd amount of inventory on stock for this crazy jump in sales, But there's people that I know that they only sell on Amazon in October, and they just sell Halloween costumes. And that's their business. They make enough money from that for the year, and then they're done. They just go into hibernation.
Whew, what an interview that was, guys. If you don't already know who Ryan is, I'm going to put his YouTube channel link down in the description. Go check him out there. All his links will be over there. He's a great YouTuber. He brings a lot of value in his videos, and he'll definitely open your eyes to a new side of print on demand. And if you make it to this part of the video, I want you to go over to his channel and on his most recent video and comment the TMG community supports you, because he didn't have to do this interview with me. I'm a small channel, he's a bigger channel, so I want to give a lot of props to him for actually taking some time out to do this with me and share this information with you guys. So yes, again, comment the TMG community supports you, not just on this video but on his most recent video as well. Anyways, with that said, if you got any value at all from this video, a like rating would be very much appreciated. And always remember, everything is rigged in your favor, guys. Manifest success. And yeah, is there anything you want to pretty much say to sign off?
No, man, I'm really impressed by like the quality content you've been putting out on your channel and how fast you've grown, and happy that you had me on, man, and I wish you the best.